Okay, here's my sound preferences. I like a variety of different tunings, but really what gets my juices flowing, starting from the lower octaves, is in the bass. I like my bass punchy, tight, fast with a kick. I like a little bit of energy down there, maybe a little bit of warmth, but not too much into the getting into bass bleeding. It's got to have enough weight to make male vocals, make piano, cello, percussions, have the right tonality. When it comes to my mids, I do like my mids and mid clarity, but I don't like too forward a mid, so that's the upper mids I'm talking about. So keep the pinna gain down a little bit and not make it too forward a presentation. And when it comes to the highs, I do like my sparkly highs. At my age, I'm probably losing a little bit of the high frequencies. But not too much where it's sibilant and in your face. So that's what I like. Okay, here's the Tone Deaf Monk's PULA Audio Unicrom video. So, a little bit of background history on this one. It's first of all, it's $79, and this is the latest, greatest. It's August of 2025. This is when this one's coming out. And here's what you get. You get a single 10 millimeter beryllium coated dynamic driver, and inside of the simple packaging, actually it's more than just simple packaging. Actually, for $80, you get the nice kind of greeny sparkly box. You get the inside, you get this little flip open thing. IAMs come there, 2 sets of different kinds of ear tips, quality ear tips actually, and you get this really nice 4-core modular silver-plated copper cable. Comes with 3.5, comes with 4.4, comes with a really nice modular end, stays put, doesn't come apart when you're swapping them out. The Unicrom is comes in 4 different colors. It comes in a green, comes in a blue, comes in a yellow, which they wanted to get rid of, which I said, no, don't do it. So they didn't. And the black. They all have their merits. The shells themselves are kind of on the medium to small side. They have all resin shells with a nice lip on it as well, marked left and right, because they know how much that annoys me when they don't. Some disclaimer, you might say. Though this is absolutely not a collaboration, because I'm anti-collaboration, I did manage to get my feedback to PULA Audio. The tuner, his name is Mr. Tan Donghua. He's very talented. There's 2 more in the works, and I got a chance to name this one. And I got my chance to also put my feedback in for its tuning. And when some earlier samples came, I said, I like it, but I think it needs a little bit more bass. And HiFiGO, the sponsor of PULA Audio and the distributor, they also said, well, there is a version that we've seen that had a 2 more dB bass bump. And I was like, yeah, go with that one. And that's what happened. And I got to name this one too, just like the Anvil. The Unicrom comes from uni, as in one driver, and I got Crom from, yeah, it's a bit geeky, I'm sorry. Do you remember the stoic goddess from Conan the Barbarian, where he was struggling and reached out and said, help me, Crom, and some half-dressed goddess handed him a sword or something like that. I still remember that one. It's burned, etched in my mind. And I came up with Crom. So Unicrom it is. The stabilized top wood plates are kind of unique. Every set that came out or is coming out will be unique. No one set will be the same. Very cool. This one is also super easy to drive. 32 ohms, 101 dB sensitivity, so you can run it off a dongle. That's no problem. Inside is that beryllium coated driver. I'm a big fan of beryllium coated drivers, and why is that? Well, I find I like the sound texture and I like the bass a lot, and it's certainly the case with this one. Beryllium drivers just have this kind of, I don't know, gurneal kind of thump and speed that I really like. And the Unicrom is fantastic. It has big woofer texture with some snap, but more importantly to me, correct organic sounding bass texture. It sounds really, really good. When I was listening to some Pink Floyd and the drums were hitting and they were resonating, and it was like I was just getting pulled into the music. And that's why this one's really hard to critically listen to it, because it's musical and you don't really want to listen to it. You just want to get sucked up into the music and enjoy. So but those fat bass drops from I was listening to, don't judge, Megan Thee Stallion, right? And then on came some AC/DC, Back in Black, and I just love the bass from the Unicrom. I really do. Post feedback, I'm sure glad they went with that extra added bass boost. It really balances out this IM quite nice. Bass into the lower mids adds an excellent amount of weight for kind of natural instrumental tonality, I would say. Piano, guitar all sound full and great. Male vocals all just sound very full and free of strain, which is really nice. It's a very easygoing smoothness. I don't find an exorbitant amount of bass bleed to color the sound very much at all. I'm sure there is a little bit in there, but not enough to muddy anything up. And I really like this kind of sound in my tuning, especially into the lower mids, where it has enough body into that to make it sound organic, and again, unstrained. I think I was a good word to use on that one. And as you climb up into the mid-range, I really do like how much the mid-range is full and textured, and natural sounding. There is nothing out of place. And then when you hit the transition into the ear gain region in the mid-range, I like the smooth glide of the bass, that it comes down from the sub bass into the lower bass, and just as much into the ear gain region as well. There is energy up top without sounding forced or too pushed out front. And that's a big deal for me. I hate, and we see an absolute ton in the Hi-Fi hobby where a lot of single dynamic drivers just use a completely undampened top end, full of female poison, as the loosely translated word from Hi-Fi hits, and they're just right. They're harsh. And it might sound great for female vocals and add a little bit of better staging, but it's harsh. That's the way I'm going to describe it. The Unicrom won't win any awards for its air and details, and that's kind of the trade-off for a smoother top end. Here you choose more musical and lush over kind of a sharp and airy bright sound you get in a lot of IMs in this price range. Female vocals are important to me. They do sound very clean and exhibit just maybe a hint of warmth without sounding dark or too laid back in the mix. And I really like that. It might add a little bit of vocal weight to it, but again, it's on the musical side. Stage is wide and expansive, but is more intimate over 3D. And again, if you had a more extended top end, you would probably be able to pull out more from the stage as well. And that also lends to layering and separation. It's decent, not stand out, but keeps the presentation engaging as well. So keeps you focused, and it just really lets you absorb into the music as well. Rock, modern music, classical, jazz, vocals, they all sound wonderfully natural on the Unicrom. And it really had me pulled deeply into the music, and I was just enjoying listening to music. And I like that when I'm not critically listening, trying to explain how something sounds to you, right? In conclusion, I think that at $79, the Unicrom is a great IM. And I'm going to go with a comparison to the Kiwi Ears Cadenza, which reminds me a lot of that $35 one now, super cheap if you can still find one. It also used a single 10mm beryllium coated driver. I didn't find the top end of that one overly engaging. And I don't have one here to compare against. I think I gave it away to a budding audiophile. So I don't have that, so I apologize for that. I was hoping to do that comparison, but overall, I find the Unicrom a very solid and balanced tuning, musical, natural sounding timbre and tonality to its playback, effortless, unoffensive presentation, and that kind of really sums it up. I mean, it's easy to drive. The accessory package is very rich with a beautiful case and a beautiful modular cable. You put it all together with an ask of $80, and I think it's very worthy of your consideration if you're just starting off into the hobby and want to get something that, or if you just want something to kick back and relax to that's not going to cost you an arm and a leg. The PULA Unicrom should be worth your consideration. So thanks so much. This Tone Deaf Monk. I'm out for now.